Okay, hi dear students, this is our second lesson, and in this lesson we're going to talk about the past. At the end of this lesson, you are going to be able to use simple past to produce detailed reports on important events that took place at a specific time in the past. You're going to describe events of the past, and as a learning strategy, you're going to understand clues. Okay, first of all, we're going to talk about a very curious fact, the 27 Club. I don't know if you have had the opportunity to learn about this club, but it's very interesting, something that happened to this club. The 27 Club is the name given to a group of unfortunate musicians who died at the age of 27, and usually at the height of their career. The most famous members of this group all died within a 2-year period from 1969 to 1971. I have a few questions for you. I don't know if you have the answers, but you're going to try to guess what the correct answer is. In question number 1, so here I have the options. Just read the question and try to guess what the correct answer is. Question 1. He was the founder and leader of one of the most important rock bands, the Rolling Stones. He died in 1969 at the age of 27. Who was he? Dave D., Brian Jones, or Jerry Rafferty? So what answer do you have? The right one is Brian Jones. Let's continue with question number 2. Here we have the options. She won 5 Grammy Awards on the same night in February 2008. Who was she? Mia Zapata, Lily Temple, or Amy Winehouse? The right answer is Amy Winehouse. She was the person who won 5 Grammy Awards in 2008. Now, question number 3. And here we have the options. He was born in 1911 and was the first person to be part of the 27 Club. Who was he? Robert Johnson, Jimi Hendrix, or Jim Morrison? What answer do you have? Okay, the first person to be part of the 27 Club was Robert Johnson. And finally, we have our question number 4. These are our options. She died in 1970 after a recording session. She was recognized by her awesome voice and power on stage. Who was she? What answer do you have? Okay, the right one was Janis Joplin. Were you right or not? Okay. If you see in each question, we have a year. So, do you know how to say the years in English? It's very simple. Basically, we have to divide the number into 2 parts. In example number 1, we have 1579. So you have to divide the number, 1579. But if you have a 3-digit number, so basically you have to say the number in the same way we count money. So in the example number 2, 859, so you say 859. But what about 1900? 1908, 2000, 2005, 2010. It's very simple. As I said previously, you have to divide the number into 2 parts. But you say 1900, so the 2 zeros will be read as 100, okay? So in that case, you say 1900. Entonces, si tenemos los 2 ceros al final, se lee como 100. Entonces, si tenemos 1700, por ejemplo, se lee 1700. Si tenemos 1500, 1500. But what about when you have a 0 before the last number? So in that case, the 0 is read O, okay? So 1908. Entonces si tenemos 1608, ¿cómo lo leemos? 1608. Si tenemos 1509, ¿cómo lo leemos? 1509, ¿ok? Pero pilas con esto, a partir del año 2000 hasta el año 2009 no podemos dividir el número. En ese caso debemos leer el número de forma larga. Entonces, en ese sentido, ¿cómo se leería 2000? Entonces sería 2000, 2005, 2005, 2008, 2008, 2006, 2006. Pero a partir del año 2010 nosotros tenemos dos opciones. Lo leemos de forma larga o lo podemos dividir. Entonces en el caso de 2010, 2010 or 2010. Estamos en el año 2019. ¿Cómo lo leemos? Podemos leerlo de forma larga, 2019 or 2019. Próximo año es 2020. ¿Cómo lo leemos? Tenemos la opción larga, 2020, o simplemente lo dividimos, 2020. Very simple. Okay, now how can we express ideas in simple past using the verb to be? When we have the subject as the subject I, he, she, or it, so we have subject, the verb to be was, and the complement. Example number 1, Amy Winehouse was a famous singer. In negative, we say Amy Winehouse wasn't American. En este caso, wasn't lo tenemos en forma corta. ¿Cuál es la forma larga de wasn't? Was not. No existe forma corta en afirmación, solamente negación. But if you want to make a question where we expect an affirmative or negative answer, we say. Entonces, en pregunta, ponemos primero el verbo to be, in this case it was, Amy Winehouse, the subject, and British, the complement. So, was Amy Winehouse British? Short answer. Yes, she was. Was Amy Winehouse American? Short answer. No, she wasn't. Entonces, si la respuesta afirmativa en forma corta, decimos sí, o sea, yes, el pronombre y el was. Y en negación sería no, pronombre y wasn't. Entonces, repito nuevamente. Was Amy Winehouse British? Yes, she was. Was Amy Winehouse American? No, she wasn't. Pero si queremos una pregunta donde necesitamos más información, se sigue la misma estructura, solo que antes del verbo to be se debe poner la palabra que queremos, lo que queremos preguntar, es decir, what, where, who, why, etc. Okay? In this case we have, what was Amy's favorite music? Her favorite music was jazz. Okay? Now, if you have as the subject you, we, or they, seguimos la misma estructura. Lo que pasa es que aquí tenemos que ser cuidadosos de qué sujeto tenemos. Entonces recordemos, si tenemos I, he, she o it, el verbo to be va a ser was y en negación wasn't. Pero si el sujeto es you, we o they, el verbo to be será were, ¿ok? Y seguimos los mismos patrones, ¿ok? Entonces, in the first case, Amy and Janice were famous singers. Negative, Amy and Janice weren't painters. Igual, la forma larga de weren't es were not. Recordemos que la forma afirmativa no se puede contraer, ¿ok? And in questions, were Amy and Janice famous singers? Yes, they were. Were Amy and Janice actresses? No, they weren't. ¿Okay? Entonces recordemos, si es afirmativo, en la forma corta se pone el yes, el pronombre, y dependiendo de qué sujeto tenemos, entonces sería was o were, ¿no? Eso es de vital importancia tenerlo presente. Y si tenemos una pregunta mucho más compleja, entonces seguimos el mismo patrón, solamente que agregamos la WH antes del verbo to be. Entonces, en este ejemplo tenemos, who were Amy and Janice? They were famous singers. Very simple. But if you have other verbs, so we have to follow this pattern. Subject, the verb in past, and the complement. Amy Winehouse started her musical career at 16. In negative, we have subject, auxiliary, verb in present, and complement. Amy Winehouse didn't have any children. Mucha atención en esto. Si vamos a expresar una idea en forma afirmativa, debemos conjugar el verbo en pasado. Pero si vamos a decirlo en forma negativa, por el simple hecho de tener un auxiliar, el verbo no cambia. Recordemos que el auxiliar es didn't, pero si lo queremos poner de forma larga sería did not. Entonces, tener presente que nunca puedo poner, por ejemplo, Amy Winehouse didn't have any children. Ahí sería un error, porque estoy colocando el verbo en pasado. No lo puedo poner en pasado porque tengo un auxiliar. And in questions, the same situation. En las preguntas tenemos la misma situación. Entonces recordemos el patrón. Did, auxiliar. Amy Winehouse, sujeto. Win, el verbo en su forma natural, no lo podemos cambiar. ¿Por qué? Porque tenemos un auxiliar, que en este caso es did. Y el complemento. Y lo mismo, seguimos. Si es la respuesta de forma corta, entonces yes, she did. O no, she didn't. Entonces acá recordemos que si es afirmación la pregunta, entonces es did, y si es negación es con didn't. Aquí no tenemos problemas de que si es tercera persona o que el sujeto es tal, es porque la norma aplica para todos los sujetos. Entonces, did Amy Winehouse win 5 Grammy Awards? Yes, she did. Did Amy Winehouse die in 2012? No, she didn't. Pero si tenemos una pregunta más compleja, lo mismo, seguimos los mismos patrones, solamente que antes de did ponemos el WH. Entonces, WH más auxiliar, más sujeto, más complemento. Perdón, más verbo, más complemento. Entonces, en este caso tenemos When did Amy Winehouse die? She died on July 23rd, 2011. Igual, recuerden que cuando tenemos auxiliar, ya sea en pregunta o en negación, el verbo no debe cambiar. An important aspect to keep in mind is that we have two kinds of verbs, regular and irregular verbs. Tenemos dos clases de verbos, los regulares y irregulares, y debemos seguir unas normas cuando hablamos de verbos regulares. Some spelling rules. En el primer caso, infinitive. ¿Qué quiere decir infinitive? Que el verbo no cambia, que su forma natural, su base forma. Entonces, a la mayoría de los verbos yo le debo agregar ed. Exacto, entonces infinitive plus ed. Visit, visited. Love, loved. Ojo con eso, con la pronunciación. Nunca puedo decir love it, o like it, o listen it. Simplemente agrego como un sonidito extra. Entonces sería love, loved. En el caso de visit, sí pongo una sílaba extra porque termina en T. Entonces sería visit, visited. Now, if you have a verb that ends in Y, but before Y you have a vowel, like enjoy or play, basically you have to add ed. Enjoy, enjoyed. Play, played. Entonces, en este caso me acojo a la primera norma, agrego ed, sencillamente. Pero, if you have a consonant before Y, the Y disappears, you have to replace Y to I and add ed. Entonces, si tenemos un verbo que termina en Y, pero lo precede una consonante, esa Y debe ser reemplazada por una I latina y se agrega ed. Example, study, studied, tidy, tidied. But if you have a verb that only has one syllable, but it has this condition, in the last 3 letters you have a vowel between 2 consonants. The last consonant must be doubled, and you have to add ed. Stop, stopped. Grab, grabbed. Muy sencillo. Un verbo que solamente tenga una sílaba, pero que en sus últimas 3 letras se conjuga de una consonante, una vocal de una consonante, debo duplicar la última letra y agregar ed. ¿Ok? Entonces de nuevo, stop, stopped, grab, grabbed. But if you have a 2-syllable with the stress on the second syllable and ending with a single consonant, you have to double the consonant and add ed. Aquí, en este caso, yo también debo duplicar la letra, pero ojo con esto. Aquí me voy mucho al tema de la pronunciación. ¿Qué quiere decir stress? Que el acento está en la segunda sílaba. Ustedes no dicen permit, no se dicen permit. Como en este caso, el acento está en la última sílaba y adicional de eso termina en consonante, debo duplicar la última letra y agregar ed. Entonces, permit, permitted, commit, committed. ¿Ok? Important rules to keep in mind with regular verbs. Irregular. Entonces, los irregulares son los que me aprendo de memoria. I have to learn those verbs by heart. And how can I recognize them? I have to see the list. Hay una lista donde hay una enorme lista de verbos. Entonces, esa lista tiene 3 columnas. La primera que está en su forma infinitiva, es decir, que no cambia el verbo. La segunda es el verbo en pasado simple y la tercera son los verbos en pasado participio. En este caso, me preocupo por la segunda columna. Y tengo unas categorías dentro de esa lista. I have verbs which don't change. For example, cut, cut, hit, hit, fit, fit. Hay unos verbos que no cambian, que están en sus 3 formas iguales. La segunda categoría solamente cambian una vocal. So verbs will change their vowel. Get, got. Drink, drank. Sit, sat. And I have verbs which change completely. Bring, brought. Buy, bought. Teach, taught. Entonces por eso debo aprenderlos, pero no mecanizarlos. Yo los aprendo a través de la práctica, ¿ok? Recuerden que ustedes en Canvas tienen un insumo donde tienen la teoría de todas esas clases que estamos dando a través de este medio y tienen links de práctica. Entonces es muy importante que hagan uso de esos links de práctica. Si no se saben los verbos en primera instancia, recurran a las listas de verbos que hay y de esa manera, de tanto repetir y de tanto practicar, ustedes van recordando los verbos de manera más sencilla y se van familiarizando con ellos. Let's practice. So, she, what is the simple past of the verb to be? And remember that the subject is she. So in this case, you say, she was. She was the first female rock and roll artist who stand out. Stand is an irregular verb. So if you see the list, you're going to see that is stood out. For her musical performance. Okay, so she was the first female rock and roll artist who stood out for her musical performance. She, so in that case, was born. She was born in 1943 and developed. Develop is a regular verb, so you have to add ed. And developed a love of music at early age. Joplin, rise. Rise is an irregular verb, so in this case is rose. Joplin rose to fame in 1967 with a psychedelic rock band. Then she, leave is an irregular verb, so in this case is left. Then she left the band to start a career as a soloist. Her life, so, is third person with the verb to be, was intense and surrounded by drug problems. Outside of music, she, appear is a regular verb, so in that case you have to add ed. And she appeared to struggle with an addiction to heroin. In 1970, she traveled, so traveled, ed, and it has the stress in the second syllable, to Brazil in order to detoxify and start a new musical project. However, she, feel is an irregular verb, so in that case is felt. She felt lonely after her last recording session. She, so get is irregular, so she got her heroin kit out and injected some in her left arm. Unfortunately, she died, so in that case you have to add D, is regular. She died because of a heroin overdose at the age of 27. Okay, very short practice. And also, it's important, also when talking about communicative skills, writing is an important communicative skill. No solamente es importante pues saber cómo se conjugan los verbos, sino también tener algunas técnicas de escritura, porque pues igual es un proceso que se hace en el aprendizaje de un idioma y es importante, independientemente de qué tiempo verbal se vaya a utilizar, tener ciertas técnicas de escritura. En este caso, la idea es que también ustedes tengan la capacidad de escribir un párrafo. See, there are those who think that writing a paragraph is difficult. However, it may be a simple task provided you apply the correct strategy. Escribir no solamente en inglés es complicado, también lo es en español. Pero vamos a hacer un ejercicio muy sencillo a partir de la escritura de un párrafo. Entonces, para escribir, tenemos aquí la técnica de la hamburguesa. So, the hamburger paragraph. So, it has a topic sentence, supporting ideas, and conclusion. La topic sentence es la idea principal, es lo que yo voy a defender. Supporting ideas son las ideas que apoyan mi idea principal. Y al final debo tener una conclusión. Eso en el caso de un párrafo. Muy sencillo, un buen párrafo debe tener estos ingredientes. A topic sentence, supporting ideas, and a conclusion. Para ello, les recomiendo utilizar esta técnica, brainstorming. Entonces, ¿en qué consiste esta técnica? Consiste en lo siguiente, que yo escriba tantas ideas como a mí se me ocurran. Entonces, para desarrollar esta técnica, first, think about what you want to write about. Talk about your ideas with a friend. Write all your ideas without stopping and select those ideas you consider are the most important. Si tenemos que escribir un párrafo, por ejemplo, de música, entonces lo primero que yo hago es, pensar dentro de la música qué quiero escribir. Hablar, discutir mis ideas con un amigo, empezar a escribir en un papel cuántas ideas se me vengan con relación al tema y después clasificar aquellas ideas que yo considero que valen la pena tenerlas en cuenta en la escritura de mi párrafo. Important. When you're writing, it's important to consider discourse markers. Entonces, sabemos que la estructura básica de una oración es subject, verb and complement. Pero si yo escribo un párrafo con esa estructura subject, verb, complement, subject, verb, complement, subject, verb, complement, es un poquito robotizado. Necesitamos conectores. Entonces tenemos addition connectors. En este caso, and. And is a marker that join ideas. So, example, John had dinner with his girlfriend and watched TV. In this case, I'm adding two ideas. Also, I have those connectors that have a contrast, but however. So in this case, I'm connecting two different ideas. John ate breakfast, but he didn't wash the dishes. John walked his dog, however, he didn't feed him. Also, I have markers that are related to time when I want to express a sequence of events. For example, John worked at 3:20 p.m. Then he went shopping. John woke up at 6:30 a.m. Later, he took a shower. And also, I have this connector that is when I want to provide a reason. I want to provide an explanation. Lucy failed the test because she didn't study. Entonces tenemos conectores que agregan ideas, conectores que contradicen ideas y tenemos conectores que nos permiten seguir una secuencia y que dan una razón del por qué se hizo algo o no se hizo. Also, it's important to consider punctuation. Es muy importante los signos de puntuación. Un error que se tiende a cometer cuando se escribe en inglés es a meter muchas comas cuando no son necesarias. Los puntos son más usuales, entonces vamos a empezar. Voy a empezar con el punto. Full stop. To end a sentence. Al final de una oración yo pongo full stop, ¿sí? Es decir, que cada vez que yo termino una idea, termino con punto. Nunca meto coma, ¿ok? Entonces, ejemplo. English is a great subject. Full stop. It helps communicate with people around the world. Full stop. Aquí tengo dos ideas y no necesito meter coma porque he terminado una idea y debo poner punto. La coma. ¿Para qué la uso? To separate items, to add a new topic, to use more than one adjective, or to pause. Entonces, si yo tengo esas condiciones que separo items, que agrego un nuevo tema, cuando quiero hacer una pausa, pongo coma. Entonces, ejemplo. Yesterday was a rainy, windy, and cold day. However, I enjoy it. Entonces, en el primer caso estoy separando ítems y en el segundo caso hago una pausa. En ese caso sí necesito coma y estoy hablando de la misma idea. Pero si yo finalizo mi idea y voy a comenzar con una nueva, debo usar el punto. Here I have an example. Michael Jackson was a talented singer, a songwriter, and a dancer. However, his life wasn't perfect, and he had to face several problems. His skin tone became much lighter as a result of disordered vitiligo. He had to struggle to prove his innocence for a child abuse charge and address financial issues. By the turn of the century, Michael was famous for his eccentricities. In 2002, he received enormous criticism for dangling his baby son. He died at the age of 50 in 2009, but he's remembered for his music hits, popular moonwalk dance move, and Crystal Glove. Here I have an exercise. Bueno, aquí tengo un ejercicio donde no nos vamos a enfocar tanto en la puntuación, pero sí en los discourse markers. ¿Ok? Entonces lo vamos a ir leyendo y ustedes van pensando en qué palabra debo poner para poder conectar estas ideas. Freddie Mercury, a versatile artist. Freddie was an innovative singer. What connector do you think must be there? ¿Qué conector creen ustedes que debe ir ahí? Entonces les voy soltando las respuestas, pero ustedes vayan haciendo el ejercicio y pensando qué conector deberían poner ahí para que el texto sea coherente. Entonces empezamos nuevamente. Freddie was an innovative singer and songwriter of the rock era. He was born in Faro, Bulsara, Tanzania in 1946. At the age of 8, he went to Bombay to study piano. Later, he attended Ealing College of Art and made new friends. He was known as Bucky because he had 4 teeth in the back of his mouth. To have this condition permitted Mercury to have his impressive octave vocal range. He met his bandmates in 1960 and they had the first gig in 1971. When was very popular, but in 1984 record sales began to wane. Offstage, Freddie admitted he was bisexual, but he kept his relationships private. He died at 45 from AIDS in 1991. However, his music remains in the present time, and he's remembered for his performance and outstanding talent. Entonces tenemos aquí unos conectores que son muy sencillos y pues cada uno tiene su función. Recuerden, agregar ideas, seguir secuencia, dar una razón o hacer algún tipo de contradicción. Okay, thank you for your attention. Just remember that if you have any question, you can contact me. Don't forget to do activities that must be done no later than December the 4th. And any question you have, you can contact me through AulaNet or Canvas. Okay, thanks a lot and keep practicing.